Welcome back to La Vida Fútbol. My name is Luis Laureano. Today we're going to talk about coaching in Germany. Is it possible? Could I do it? These are some questions that you could be asking yourself, and hopefully after this video you will get the answers too. So shout out to Andy, my hairstylist. He hooked it up with not only a fresh cut but also with lights. We were talking about YouTube and I was telling him about my YouTube channel and stuff like that. And he then asked me, hey, do you have any lights? And I said no, and he said, well, you can use mine. And I was like, man, thanks. So shout out to him. So the first thing that we need to do is to really think about going to Germany. You have to be convinced. Yeah, it's not enough for you to just say, okay, I want to be in Germany and I want to coach. No, you really have to be convinced. I came here, for my now wife, and I was coaching in the States, and I knew that coaching in Germany would be a different opportunity for me as well. So I was convinced because I wanted to stay with my lady, and I wanted to improve as a coach. My decision to come was difficult because I had to leave my friends and family behind. However, I was convinced that coming here would be a great opportunity to grow and to develop. So that would probably be your first, your first task, is to kind of really look into why you want to come, right? And be convinced that you want to come, because it's going to be a challenge for sure. But like all challenges, it'll make you better, it'll make you stronger, it will make you realize how much you can really do. So really think about that. Definitely do a pros and cons list. I've suggested this before in the past, and I will continue to do so with other things. However, do a pros and cons list of, is it worth it for you to come? Are you ready for a new culture? Yeah, are you ready to leave those people behind? Yeah, so those are the questions that you should definitely be asking yourself. So, boom, checked off. You're convinced. Now you have to look into getting a job, or maybe get into university. You have to find a way to get a visa to be able to stay in Germany. That's the next thing. One of the nice things about being an American citizen is that you could actually come to Germany and, not have a job lined up yet. So prior to me coming, I actually didn't have a job. I was looking and I was applying for different opportunities, and I just wasn't getting a call. I was getting rejections, but no confirmations. And that is something that's going to require some thick skin, because you will receive rejection. You will receive people saying, no, sorry. Thank you, but try again. Thank you for applying, maybe next time. Thank you for applying, we found somebody else. Yeah, that's going to happen. Be okay with it. And then just apply somewhere else, right? Because dwelling over this situation isn't going to help. Okay, so that is your next thing, is to find a way to stay in Germany. If you decide to get a job, like I said earlier, American citizens don't need to have a job prior. You could actually come to Germany and say, okay, I want to find a job in Germany and I would like to stay and live there. With your American passport, they're going to look at you, they're going to be like, okay, and then they'll let you go. So that's actually how I did it. I didn't have a job, but I told passport control, oh, I'm actually here and I would like to get a job and I would like to live in Germany. I got my stamp, and then there you go, I was in Germany. But actually what I was doing, or what I decided to do, is to start an online course. And then I started a teaching English as a foreign language course. And after that, I was able to get a job. That process, though, don't think that it was any easy situation. I actually that online course took about 5 to 6 months. So it would be good for you to do that prior to coming. Okay, so I actually thought that I would be able to get a English teaching opportunity, but it wasn't like that. So definitely look into teaching English as a foreign language course, get a certificate, so that when you come, you can have that on the table to offer. Okay, if you have a different field, if you have a bachelor's or a master's in a different subject, then you could look into those programs or companies that offer those positions and apply. Okay, and then once you get an offer, then it's much easier to get into the country, get a visa, and that's probably going to be the way that most people living outside of the US will have to do it. If you're from Mexico, for example, you're going to need a job offer and you're going to need that visa prior to coming to Germany. Okay, another way to come is to get in through university. If you're a younger coach or someone that's just kind of starting their coaching career and you want to come to Germany, then maybe an option for you would be to come as a student. Learn and get your bachelor's degree in Germany. They do offer English programs, so that's kind of becoming more and more popular. And it's also very affordable, right? I think in a year you'll end up paying maximum like 1,000 euro, yeah, for your fees and registrations and things like that. So not too expensive. Okay, so consider that. So those are just a couple ways. I came again without a job. I had an online course, finished it. Once I finished, applied again, got a job, and then I started teaching English. But in that meantime, I was also doing something else, which is the next step for you guys, is to find somewhere to play. While I was finishing my online course, I was already looking and searching for places to play. So I contacted people, I reached out, and eventually I landed in some team with a group of Spanish guys, and then that led to a different team, that led to somewhere else, you know, and it just kind of happens, right? As you meet people, you get to know people, you learn about the system a little bit more, and then you can kind of decide, okay, where do I want to go, where do I fit best, and so definitely getting involved in that culture is important. So play and meet people. You should network as much as you can, especially if you want to be a coach. And eventually, once you settle in at a team, definitely consider if it's there, if you want to develop as a coach, definitely consider if that team that you're playing for has youth teams. That will be definitely very important for you to consider, just because you know you want to be in a place where eventually you can coach. So now the next step is meeting people from the club, connecting with them and meeting the coaches at the club and asking if you could help out. A lot of the times you wouldn't even need a license to start coaching with them, or to be an assistant, or to be there helping. Just wanting to help is enough. There's a lot of parents that also help out as assistants, or as team managers they're called, and you know, they handle the phone calls and things like that. But if you're an English speaker, you might not be able to handle that situation at the beginning unless you know German, which would be something very important for you to consider as well. Is like, okay, I need to learn the language. Okay, but more importantly, I think it's important that you have a visa so that you can stay, because knowing German and not having a visa is not really going to help, because then you're going to have to go back to your country. So now you have your visa, you're allowed to stay here, and most likely the visa will be for about 2 years. You found a team to play for, and you found that team has, you know, youth programs or youth teams that they have at your disposal. Network with those coaches, network with the people around that club, and you know, find out who needs some help. And again, you don't need a license to begin. But now, so if you want to really become a coach at a higher level, then the licensing is going to be very important. At the beginning, I think the way that you could start is, I would highly recommend going through all the phases. The first one is a Team Leiter license, and really it's more like a team leader certificate, and it's just a training to have team leader skills. You just learn how to run activities and you know, do things with players, and more like interaction skills. Okay, but it's still work. Yeah, you still really have to kind of study for this situation. Okay, so the next thing The next level would be the C license, and then the B license, and then the elite youth license, and then the A license. And if eventually you would like to be coaching at a professional level, then you have the pro license, which is called the Fußballlehrer. Yeah, it's football instructor, teacher, kind of what it translates to. So yeah, that would be it. So I hope this video helped you, and I hope that you guys really consider the things that I've talked about throughout this video, and look into your journey as a coach in Germany. If you found this video to be helpful, hit the like button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything that we talked about today, feel free to comment in the comment section below. And if you want to continue learning with La Vida Futbol, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.